Hi guys, so two questions that come up a lot in forums are, do I need a visa for Rwanda and can I get a visa on arrival in Rwanda? Now, if you're coming from outside of Africa, the answer to both of those questions is yes. You do need a visa and yes, you can get it on arrival in the country. Now, as of 2018, any nationality from any country in the world can get a visa on arrival in Rwanda. But these rules are sometimes changing, and so it's always good to check the latest updates. I'll leave links below and I'll leave comments if there's a big change in visa information. Now, there are some other perks because Rwanda joined the Commonwealth in 2009, and at present, anybody from a Commonwealth country has the visa fee waived. So you're not paying for the visa to enter the country. Also, if you're from a La Francophonie country, you also get a free pass. And as of the start of next year, so January 2024, Rwanda plans to scrap the visa requirement for people coming from Africa. So if you have an African passport, you're coming from an African country, you're not going to need a visa to enter Rwanda. So whilst the UK leads the way on isolationism and antisocial behaviour, Rwanda delivers the lesson on progressive social integration. Which one's the developed country now? Just a little. Now, unfortunately, if you're not on the list of countries that gets you a free visa, it is around $50 for your entry visa. And that gets you the 30-day tourism visa, unless you're from one of these countries, and then you get a 90-day tourism visa. But once you're in the country on your 30-day tourism visa, anybody can write to immigration and ask for an extension for 90 days. Now, you also have the option of applying for the East Africa tourism visa. So when you arrive, instead of asking for the 30-day entry visa to Rwanda, you can get the East Africa tourism visa, which gets you into Rwanda, Kenya, and Uganda, multiple entry for the flat fee of $100. So that's quite a good idea if you're planning to explore more countries in the region. So the next question is, do you need to get the visa before you arrive in Rwanda? Now, as I've explained, as of 2018, any nationality can arrive in Rwanda and ask for a 30-day tourism visa. A lot of people feel a little bit uncomfortable about this, especially if it's their first time traveling in Africa and if they've traveled a long way to get here. They like to get the visa before arrival. Now, you can still do that. There is the e-visa application where you can apply for a Rwandan visa before you get here. But if you're doing it to try and shorten the length of your wait on arrival, it won't help you because everybody, whether you've got your visa or you don't have your visa, is going to join the same queue. Kigali is a very small airport. It's a little bit like Bristol in the UK. And so usually it doesn't take too long to get through customs and to get your baggage and to get out. So don't get the e-visa as a way to get through customs faster because it won't really help you. Now, if you accidentally overstay your visa, maybe you forgot to renew it, you didn't notice, then there is at the moment a 5-day grace period for you either to leave the country or to renew your visa. We don't recommend that you overstay your welcome, but there is the 5-day grace period if you need it. Now, that's pretty much everything that you need to know about visas in Rwanda at the moment. Like I say, these rules do sometimes change. So, you know, always check the links below, check my comments below. Also, immigration is pretty quick at responding via Twitter if you drop them a DM. And there is not enough money in the world to make me refer to that as X. But yeah, they're quite responsive via Twitter on DMs. Now, the final tip I'm just going to throw in here is because the Visa on Arrival for All Nations regulation is fairly new, it came in 2018, I have heard the occasional story of people who have got on a plane to Rwanda from somewhere like Kenya or Turkey and just thought, you know, I'll get my visa on arrival, but the airline carrier has refused them because they haven't already got a visa in their passport and they don't have a return or onward flight already booked, a ticket in their hand. What I suggest that you do is before you leave is you just print out the link that I've put below to this visa regulation saying that anybody can get their visa on arrival. So if anybody stops you, if another air carrier, so not the national airline that's Rwandair because they know about it, but if another airline stops you and says, well, you know, you don't have a visa and you don't have a return flight, you're not allowed to board, you can show them that and you can say, well, I don't need them, you know. So yeah, it's becoming less common, but I have heard that happen in the past. So anyway, I hope that's everything you needed to know. Any more questions, drop them below and I will try to answer them.